Your website can be attacked from the internet in several ways. The first is simply by exploiting a known weakness in commonly used software. These weaknesses are often exploited using malformed URLs that contain code that is executed at the server and simply overwhelms it with requests. The best solution for this is to provide AI cache as a reverse proxy that watches the traffic and provides sanity rules on the length and the number of characters, etc. You can then isolate the internal environment from direct attack. The next way to attack a site is to try and overwhelm it with common connections. For example, SYN floods exploit the normal setup between the website and the browsers. Simply making too many requests, they can tie up all available resources at the web server. You can handle this by having AI cache manage the session layer. The optimized I/O model of AI cache allows it to deal with tens of thousands of these requests at a time, eliminating the bad ones and still passing through the legitimate requests. Now let's talk a little about remediation. What happens when you understand that you're under an attack? AI cache offers 3 levels of remediation from such attacks. The first level is AI cache's ability to block IP address ranges. When you know that a certain IP address is generating the traffic, you can configure AI cache to block all connections and requests from such ranges. AI cache servers, when operating in a cluster, will automatically communicate such blocked IP ranges. You can also whitelist trusted addresses so that they are never subject to any of these countermeasures. Second level defense is the intelligent request throttling. This countermeasure limits requesting clients to a certain number of requests per interval. Our method of throttling is different from simply limiting the number of RPS per second. If your typical page consists of 10 or 15 items, setting a limit such as a 2010 limit will allow users to view a complete page every 10 seconds, presenting no inconvenience for a human, but stopping bot traffic dead in its tracks. These are, of course, configurable parameters. The final countermeasure is our unique RTAC, Reverse Turing Access Token Control. This countermeasure challenges the request to prove the presence of a human operator via reverse Turing test. These are tests that any human is easily capable of passing, but a bot will not. When the operator challenge receives a satisfactory answer, AI cache allows the requester access to the site by issuing an access token. Access token has special intelligence that cannot be shared, reused, or abused. Speaking of elephants, let's talk about the big one in the room. The distributed denial of service attack. A sheer brute force attempt to eat all available network. These are generally set up by using thousands of sophisticated zombie computers to generate huge traffic loads. There is an important difference between overwhelming the web servers and eating all of the bandwidth. Providing too many connections overwhelms server resources, and this is the most common attacks. These exploits focus on sending requests to the web server simply cannot answer, or that the network layer needs time to negotiate. The second attack, and the more serious, simply consumes all available bandwidth, making it impossible for legitimate traffic to get through. The only way to beat this type of attack is to eliminate it at the network layer by shutting down the offended traffic, increasing the bandwidth, or distributing the legitimate traffic. In order to counter this, you need to know what is attacking you and from where. In short, you need data to help the network provider resolve the issues. In these instances, AI cache becomes the source of that information. AI cache can provide the source IPs in the numbers and formats to quickly allow the network provider to counter the attack. AI cache can also be used to distribute the traffic to different geographic locations. To learn more about this specific function, please see our dynamic cloud cache pages. DOS protection is a combination of best practices. Using AI Cache, we can help you identify when you're under attack, provide frontline remediation, and solve the simple attacks. We can then give you the reporting and the data needed to resolve these issues permanently. Once you have this in process, we give you the final piece of the puzzle. You can then set up AI Cache based on thresholds of your site to automate the DOS protection process. AI Cache can be configured to watch a number of metrics. Based on thresholds for these metrics, such as a spike in the requests per second, it can automate going into its DOS protection modes. This can be set up to be transparent to the users, but allow you to sleep at night knowing that if an attack strikes, you have the built-in protection to counter the attack and start providing the alerting and collecting the data to ultimately resolve it. AI Cache can be downloaded and trialed at no cost in your own environment without interrupting your ongoing operations. You can also use our pre-made instances running in the cloud. We provide 2 hours of free engineering setup, and we have professional services available to tailor AI Cache to your environment. Please give us a shout to discuss your specific requirements. AI Cache, automated DOS protection.